What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers are officially in the 8th seed, at least momentarily, right? Job's not finished. Lakers have a long road ahead of them. They now have to just keep pace against the Sacramento Kings, but you got to stay a full game ahead of Sacramento because Sacramento has the tiebreaker. This is great, though, right? For two and a half months, the Lakers have been grinding nonstop to try to get into this position, try to get into that 8th, 7th seed, still have a chance for the 6th seed, but you haven't seen any progress, right? It's like Lakers are winning 8 out of 9, and they're going on these win streaks, and they go 9-3 in the month of February, they go 9-5 in the month of March, and it's like, come on, rally it together. Let's see that climb. And now you finally see it. And I think that this is good, right? Because I think now the Lakers can actually visualize it. They can see it. Hey, we don't want to mess this up now, right? You have 4 games left. Perfect world, you go and you win all 4. We need it, right? We have done this, in my opinion, these last 9 games on the back of our defense. Our defense has been spectacular. I mean, seriously, our defense has been so good. We've been top 6 in the league these last 6-7 games. I imagine we're still in that area, if not a little better, maybe even in the top 5 after the performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You just saw them just really get after it on the defensive side. Talked about Austin Reaves. Though he's had his offensive struggles, defensively, he's been much better, moving his feet well. I don't need him to be elite. Just be serviceable. Just don't get beat every possession on the defensive side of the basketball. D'Angelo Russell has been fantastic. Active hands, being a great help defender, disrupting passing lanes with that 6'10 wingspan. This game, he was brilliant. He was all over the place, just being really active, moving well. Rui Hachimura's even been able to kind of stay in front of guys and not get torched every possession. Anthony Davis is obviously Anthony Davis, but even guys, you're seeing the immediate impact of Gabe Vincent, right? Offensively, as he had his struggles, absolutely. But defensively, he's been excellent, man. He's been so good defensively, just getting after it, being that point of attack, even holding his own in the post. He's only going to get more comfortable. He's only going to get more of his timing and his reaction down and all that stuff. So he's only going to get better. And then that offense, I do believe that offense will come. We don't need him to be elite offensively. Just can he be a threat out there on the perimeter, right? Where teams have to respect it. Teams have to go out and play on it because, hey, Gabe Vincent, 38% from 3 or whatever. Can he get to that point? If he can, it's going to improve and impact the Lakers that much more further. But just in general, right? I really like that we kind of have that mold and guys are starting to fill in and understand the role. Even Spencer Dinwiddie, still don't like the way that he's being utilized, but he's kind of embraced and accepted hey, on this team, I'm just going to be a 3-and-D guy. So he is. He seems to be a little more comfortable, hitting a little more shots. He's not great offensively, but I don't think he really will. I still would like to see him be a little more aggressive on the offensive side. I wonder how much of the Nets impacted that. So there was a report 2 weeks ago now where they said that Spencer Dinwiddie had his struggles with the Nets because they wouldn't let him run pick and roll and they wouldn't let him go ISO. Right? Because there's a lot of times he has the basketball and even times he has the advantage. And instead of taking it and using it and beating the guy off the dribble and just being aggressive to the basket, he looks to give it up immediately. And I love good ball movement. I love sharing the basketball, but there's times where it's I'd like to see him be a little more aggressive. And then if something opens up or develops, now you're feeding the open man rather than just oh, I got the ball, let me just keep it at the top of the key and the defense is still able to shift. To me, if he gets the ball, go. Attack. If teams playing zone, attack the zone, right? Drive and kick, be aggressive. I'd like to see him kind of pick that up. Maybe he will more once we get into the playoffs. But again, long road ahead. You got this win, which was beautiful. I talked about how important, in my opinion, I thought the Cavs win was an absolute must win because now, again, not that the Minnesota Timberwolves isn't a must win, but there's not that added pressure. There's not that oh no, we just lost. If we lose to Minnesota, that's it. There's our season. Right now it's right, you kind of exhale a little bit, take it in, go, okay, now let's go and handle business, right? Because the Lakers were great. They had that little stretch in the third quarter, just really sloppy basketball. And there's definitely things that they need to improve on. We'll touch on that here in a moment. But I love the Lakers for the most part. had control and command of that game pretty much start to finish, right? That first half of the third quarter, rough. It's rough kind of both ways, but Lakers really kind of let them get in. And then they kind of right the ship in the back half of the third, close that out, and then close out the fourth. And outside of that, second, first, like they were good. They were in good shape pretty much start to finish. There was questions about that, right? You had 2 days off. How does the Lakers look? Are they sloppy, which they were? Do they struggle to shoot, which they didn't? So hopefully that can continue and bleed into tomorrow's game because the Lakers really need to pull out this win. I think if the Lakers win tomorrow, they win the rest of the way. They sweep the board, right? Which is ideal. If they sweep the board, that gives us a real chance at the 6th seed. Now, if we win tomorrow and the Phoenix Suns beat the Pelicans and the Kings lose, which that might be tough to play the Nets, but if they lose, we get a full game and a half on the Kings. At that point, you just need a weather. But with the Pelicans, if the Pelicans lose and the Lakers win, they'd be tied for 7th. So we basically, if we win that last game of the season, that's it. It's over. We're done. Chalk it up. We are now the 7th, 8th seed, bare minimum. We may even potentially play the Pelicans, which would be interesting, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's what happened last year, right? Where played Minnesota, got into the play-in, and then immediately played them again in that first play-in game. So same thing could happen this year where you play the Pelicans, you beat the Pelicans, and then immediately play them again for the play-in game. But still a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of things that need to happen. I personally want the Phoenix Suns to beat the Pelicans. Because Phoenix, they could lose to the Pelicans and we still might not catch them for the 6th seed, where if the Pelicans at least now we're tied for 7th, if Lakers hold up their end of the deal, and now we're kind of in shape, things are looking good, and now you kind of weather storm, and then you hope that, the Clippers and some of these other teams end up take care of Phoenix, and now you're in that 6th seed potentially. Again, don't get your hopes up. A lot has to happen, but if it happens, great. We'll talk about it. We'll celebrate it. It'll be a good time. As far as the Lakers go on the things that I need to see them do. And I know a lot of people are like, just celebrate the positive. We got this win and all that stuff. But here's the thing. It's not so much about right now, right? It's the bad habits that lead into the postseason. Right? You can get away with having 16 turnovers and winning a game or 17 turnovers and winning a game. You do that to Denver, you're losing by 40. Right? You do that to the Phoenix Suns, you're losing by 40. You do that even to a team like Sacramento or something like that, you're probably losing by 40. It's the bad habits. Got to take care of the basketball. Got to stop taking these just silly, lazy passes and that look ahead pass, that push pass. Like, we don't need it every possession, right? Like, it's okay to just kind of run your offense, run your set. You don't have to just every possession you get the rebound and you're launching it. Like, take your time, get into your actions. Like, get a good offensive possession. That's the kind of things that I want to see. But outside of that, I really like how the Lakers have been. I mean, we have a top offense. If we can just kind of round out the defense and really have the defense and find our defensive identity, which I keep hitting on. Obviously, when Jared Vanderbilt comes back, that'll be a huge asset that'll continue to improve and help us in that regard. But my thing is, like, we can start finding that proper balance, get that balance of defense and offense. All of a sudden, the Lakers, watch out. Right? At that point, good luck. Because if the Lakers are top five defense and like top 3 offense or top 2 offense, you're not beating this team. You're not. Like, good luck. You're not beating them. Because no other team would have, like, the problem was, like, so last year Lakers had the best defense, but they were not the high-powered offense they were this year, right? So you saw a lot of times our offense got stagnant, right? But against teams like Memphis and Golden State, their defense was able to kind of keep them at bay. Where now it's like, if your defense can do that, you're probably going to be running through teams at that point, right? Like, you're going to be in well command on numerous occasions at that point because the defense is going to be able to keep opposing teams from scoring, and then you're going to be able to continue to score and drive up that total. But also, when you do have those droughts that inevitably happen just throughout the course of a game, your defense is good enough to maintain and kind of keep that lead, or keep it within striking range. So when your offense does pick back up, now you can make that push and get back into the game. Right? These are the kind of things that I think are important. But again, got to take it one game at a time. Now, I did have the Lakers losing one of these back-to-backs. Say it all the time. I will gladly, and I hope I hope I am wrong. I was wrong about the Bucks. I was right about the Pacers. I said 3 games that I thought the Lakers would lose the rest of the way when we had like 13, 14 games left. It was the Bucks game, which again, I was wrong, and I am very thankful I am wrong. I will always be wrong if it benefits the Lakers. I love it, right? But then the Indiana Pacers game, which the Lakers ended up losing. Not the first game. I said the road game I thought that they would lose. They did. Then I said that they'd lose one of the Cavs or Minnesota game, right? Well, so far you got the first win. Handle business, get that second win, and you got, I think, 2 days off because I don't believe there's any games on Monday because of the national title game. So now you get a little rest going into that Warriors game. Handle business against the Warriors, right? Handle business against the Grizzlies, handle business against the Pelicans, and then live with the result, right? Now, all of a sudden, you could be looking at the 6th seed. Right? You could be looking at bare minimum the 7th seed, right? That would be good. That'd be great things. Now, one little caveat is 3-way ties. The Lakers cannot get into 3-way ties. That's something to keep in mind. They may end up having to lose a game just to avoid a 3-way tie. Something to keep in mind, right? Because if the Lakers finish in a 3-way tie, it goes to divisions, right? So if the Suns, the Pelicans, and the Lakers all finish, yes, the Lakers have tiebreakers over the Pelicans and the Suns, but 3-way ties operate differently. So they're going to end up falling behind. Or if Sacramento, right? Let's say the Warriors, Sacramento, and the Lakers end up finishing with the same record. Guess what? Lakers drop to the bottom of that totem pole, right? Because the Lakers lost 4 times to Sacramento. And so they don't have the divisional wins to match up with these other teams. So these are the kind of things you got to keep in mind as we move forward that are very important and could potentially be very impactful for the Lakers. But again, continue to do your job. Continue to climb. We got the A seed. It's great. You got the visual, right? You did it on your defense. I love it. I mean, the offense was there too, don't get me wrong. But I love the tough, tenacious, getting after it defense. You found you're so far finding the balance, and you're hitting your stride at the perfect time, right? I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10, and you're going to the playoffs. You finish these last 4 games, right? You'd be what? You'd be 13-1 in your last 14 games, and you're going into the play-in or the playoffs. Nobody wants to see the Lakers. You got momentum. You have confidence, right? You've played good basketball. Your defense is doing well. Your offense is doing well. You go into a matchup and say you play the Thunder. I think the Lakers run through the Thunder. I mean, there's so many possible outcomes. Now there is the possibility that they play Denver, but even then, I would take my chances. I would rather play Denver in the first round than miss the playoffs or run the risk of missing the playoffs. Give me Denver. Because if we beat Denver, it's it. Lakers are off to the races, in my opinion. The confidence that would give the Lakers, right? The way that things would open up, like they would see the promised land. LeBron, I think, turns back the clock one more time and goes, hey, I got, at that point, there'd be 12 games left. You just need to win. I got 12 games in me. Let's go. Right? I can do that. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. Let's go get number 5, right? Like, all these things I think would have just such a huge impact for the Lakers if they beat Denver, right? It's tall order, tall task. It is for anybody, right? In a perfect world, Phoenix plays Denver, and Phoenix has a real chance of beating the Denver Nuggets, and the Lakers have shown that they can beat Phoenix, right? And then best case scenario, that's something that happens, right? That would be great. But we have to assume that all roads are eventually going to lead to Denver. And if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I believe the Lakers can beat the best. I do. I believe this team. I love the way that they're playing right now. Get Jared Vanderbilt back at some point. Again, good luck. Good luck, right? I love the way we're playing. But again, job is not finished. Go handle business. Prove me wrong tomorrow. I hope the Lakers are like, hey, forget Tyler. He don't know what he's talking about. We sweep in the board. Beautiful. I will gladly come on here and be like, hey, I was wrong. Lakers won both back-to-backs. Let's go, right? Prove me wrong. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. First off, what did you think of this win? How did you feel about the win that the Lakers pulled off? Do you think that they bounce back, or not bounce back, but continue that win streak against the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow? What did you think of the defense, right? Are you super confident in the Lakers defense? Do you like how they've been performing on the defensive side as of late? Do you have concerns at all on the defensive side? Defense is very important, very impactful, and we really need to see it. But also, what are your thoughts on the game tomorrow? But anyway, again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me to enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.